Most people think quiet people have nothing to say, but that's usually the opposite of the truth. Quiet people are often the ones noticing everything. The small tone changes in conversations, the micro-expressions people try to hide, the awkward pauses nobody acknowledges, and the strange energy shifts in a room. While everyone else is talking, they're observing. Most people process the world by speaking. Quiet people process the world by watching. And watching reveals things most people completely miss. For example, you can tell when someone is pretending to laugh. You can hear when someone's confidence suddenly drops. You notice when someone's story slightly changes. Tiny details, tiny inconsistencies, tiny emotional signals. Most people overlook them, but observers don't. And over time, this creates a strange effect. Quiet people start understanding people extremely well, sometimes better than those people understand themselves. Because humans reveal their true personality in patterns, not in words. Words can lie easily, but patterns rarely lie. How someone reacts to stress, how they treat someone weaker, how they act when they think nobody is watching. These are the real signals, and observers collect those signals constantly. Without even trying, it becomes automatic. Like their brain is always scanning the environment, listening, watching, comparing behavior. This is why many quiet people feel mentally tired. Their brain is always processing information, even when they appear calm on the outside. Inside their mind, hundreds of little observations are happening. Every conversation gets analyzed. Every reaction gets stored. Every inconsistency gets noticed. But here's the part people don't talk about. Seeing everything can become exhausting, because once you start noticing human behavior, you can't really stop. You notice fake kindness. You notice forced confidence. You notice hidden insecurity. You notice manipulation attempts. You notice when someone is lying. Not always perfectly, but often enough to feel uncomfortable. And this changes how you interact with people. You become more selective, more cautious, more aware, not because you hate people, but because you understand them. And understanding people can sometimes remove the illusion. You realize many interactions are performative. Many friendships are convenience. Many conversations are surface level. And this realization creates distance. Quiet people often feel disconnected in loud environments. Not because they are shy, but because most conversations feel predictable. The same topics, the same jokes, the same social scripts. Meanwhile, their mind wants depth, meaning, authenticity, real thoughts, real emotions, real curiosity. And when they finally meet someone genuine, something interesting happens. They talk more, much more. Because observers are not silent by nature. They are selective with their energy. If a conversation feels real, they open up quickly. Ideas start flowing. Thoughts start connecting. Stories appear. Insights appear. And suddenly the quiet person becomes the most interesting voice in the room. But that only happens in the right environment, with the right people. People who listen. People who think. People who ask deeper questions. Because observers crave mental stimulation, not noise. They enjoy discussions that explore ideas, psychology, life decisions, human behavior, philosophy, big questions about why people act the way they do. And once they start talking about those things, you realize something surprising. They have been thinking about these topics for years. While everyone else was distracted, they were observing, learning, connecting patterns, understanding emotions, studying personalities, silently building a deep map of human behavior. And that is the hidden power of quiet people. Observation creates understanding. Understanding creates insight. And insight creates wisdom. But wisdom usually speaks softly. That's why the loudest person in the room is rarely the most perceptive one. Sometimes, the person saying the least is the one who understands the most.